The National Electrical Code, or NEC, mandates a minimum burial depth of 18 inches for PVC conduit installations. This requirement serves two primary purposes. Firstly, it provides physical protection to the conduit, safeguarding it from potential damage caused by external factors such as digging, ground movement, or vehicular traffic. Secondly, the burial depth helps to insulate the conduit and the conductors within from extreme temperature variations, especially freezing conditions, which can compromise the integrity of the wiring and the conduit itself. If you encounter a large rock at a depth of 12 inches, it's crucial to understand that simply pouring ready-mixed cement over the rock and extending the conduit to the surface would not meet the NEC requirements. The code explicitly states a minimum burial depth, and circumventing this requirement by encasing the conduit in cement without achieving the necessary depth is a code violation. Meeting the 18-inch burial depth standard is paramount for ensuring the long-term safety and reliability of the electrical system. Deviations from the code can lead to a number of potential problems. Firstly, physical damage to the conduit. If the conduit is not buried deep enough, it becomes susceptible to damage from digging, construction activities, or even natural events like ground shifting. Damage to the conduit can expose the wires inside, creating a risk of electrical shock or fire. Secondly, temperature fluctuations. Insufficient burial depth can expose the conduit to extreme temperature changes, which can affect the insulation of the wires inside. Over time, this can lead to cracking, brittleness, and eventual failure of the insulation, increasing the risk of short circuits and electrical hazards. Thirdly, code violations and fines. Failure to meet the NEC requirements can result in code violations, fines, and the need for costly rework to bring the installation up to code. This can delay projects, increase expenses, and potentially create legal liabilities. You have two main options for dealing with the rock. Firstly, rock removal. The most straightforward solution is to remove the rock entirely. This involves physically excavating the rock from the trench, creating enough space to achieve the required 18-inch burial depth. When removing the rock, exercise caution to avoid damaging any existing utility lines or other underground infrastructure. Secondly, trench deepening. Another option is to deepen the trench to a depth that provides at least 18 inches of cover over the conduit, even with the rock in place. This may involve digging around the rock to create a deeper channel for the conduit. As with rock removal, take care to avoid damaging any existing utility lines or underground infrastructure. The decision of whether to remove the rock or deepen the trench depends on several factors. Firstly, the size and type of rock. If the rock is relatively small and easily removable, then rock removal may be the most practical option. However, if the rock is large, heavy, or deeply embedded, trench deepening may be more feasible. Secondly, the presence of other utilities. If there are other utility lines or underground infrastructure in the vicinity, it may be safer to deepen the trench rather than risk damaging these utilities during rock removal. Thirdly, site conditions. The specific conditions of the site, such as soil type, slope, and accessibility, can also influence the decision of which method is best. If you choose to remove the rock, there are several important considerations to keep in mind. Firstly, safety precautions. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as gloves, eye protection, and sturdy footwear, to protect yourself from potential hazards. Secondly, excavation techniques. Use appropriate excavation techniques to carefully remove the rock without damaging the surrounding soil or any nearby utilities. Thirdly, backfilling and compaction. Once the rock has been removed, backfill the trench with suitable material and compact it thoroughly to provide a stable base for the conduit. If you opt to deepen the trench, consider these points. Firstly, trench stability. Ensure that the trench walls are stable and will not collapse, especially in loose or sandy soils. Shoring or trench boxes may be necessary to prevent cave-ins. Secondly, drainage. If the trench is prone to water accumulation, provide adequate drainage to prevent water from damaging the conduit or electrical components. Thirdly, backfilling and compaction. As with rock removal, backfill the trench with suitable material and compact it thoroughly to provide adequate support and protection for the conduit. Before commencing any excavation work, it is essential to contact the local utility companies and request that they mark the locations of any underground utilities in the area. This will help you avoid accidentally damaging these utilities during the excavation process. In either case, avoid simply pouring concrete over the rock. Concrete encasement, while providing some physical protection, does not satisfy the NEC requirement for minimum burial depth. The NEC specifies burial depths, not encasement thicknesses, to ensure consistent protection across various installations and soil types. The NEC specifies minimum burial depths based on the type of wiring method and the voltage of the circuit. For example, direct burial cables typically require a greater burial depth than rigid metal conduit. It is important to consult the NEC to determine the specific burial depth requirements for your situation. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and any applicable local codes to ensure full compliance. Local codes may have stricter requirements than the NEC, and it is your responsibility to adhere to both. Engaging a qualified electrician or electrical inspector can help ensure that your installation meets all applicable codes and standards. They can provide guidance on proper trenching techniques, conduit installation, and other aspects of the electrical work. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it is always best to consult with a qualified professional if you are not comfortable performing the work yourself. Improperly installed electrical systems can pose a serious risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Always prioritize safety when working with electricity, and take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. So remember, the NEC mandates an 18-inch minimum burial depth for PVC conduit to protect it from damage and temperature extremes. Encountering a rock at 12 inches requires rock removal or trench deepening to meet code, not just pouring concrete over it. Always prioritize safety and consult qualified professionals when dealing with electrical installations to ensure code compliance and prevent potential hazards. The primary goal of the NEC burial depth requirements is to ensure the long-term safety and reliability of electrical installations. By adhering to these requirements, you can help to prevent electrical hazards, protect property, and ensure the safe operation of electrical equipment. Always refer to the most current edition of the NEC and any local amendments that may apply in your jurisdiction. In addition to the minimum burial depth requirements, the NEC also specifies requirements for the type of backfill material that can be used in trenches. The backfill material should be free of sharp rocks, debris, and other materials that could damage the conduit or cables. The NEC also requires that the backfill material be properly compacted to provide adequate support and protection for the conduit. Another important consideration is the type of soil in the area. Some types of soil, such as clay, can be very corrosive to metal conduits and cables. In these areas, it may be necessary to use a special type of conduit or cable that is designed to resist corrosion. It is also important to ensure that the trench is properly sloped to prevent water from accumulating in the trench. Water can damage the conduit and cables, and it can also create a shock hazard. If you are planning to install electrical conduit or cables in a trench, it is important to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure that the installation meets all applicable codes and standards. They can provide guidance on proper trenching techniques, conduit selection, and backfilling procedures. It is always best to err on the side of caution when working with electricity. Improperly installed electrical systems can pose a serious risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Therefore, it is always recommended to hire a qualified electrician to perform any electrical work that you are not comfortable doing yourself. In addition to the physical protection provided by burial depth, the earth also acts as a thermal regulator, helping to maintain a more stable temperature for the conductors within the conduit. This is particularly important in areas with extreme temperature variations, as it can help to prevent overheating and premature failure of the conductors. When selecting conduit for underground installations, it is important to choose a material that is suitable for the environment. PVC conduit is a popular choice for underground applications because it is resistant to corrosion and moisture. However, it is important to select a PVC conduit that is rated for direct burial and that is suitable for the temperature range of the soil. In some cases, it may be necessary to use a rigid metal conduit or RMC for underground installations. RMC provides superior physical protection compared to PVC conduit, but it is also more expensive and more difficult to install. When installing RMC underground, it is important to protect it from corrosion by coating it with a suitable protective coating. The NEC also specifies requirements for the grounding and bonding of electrical systems installed underground. Grounding and bonding help to protect against electrical shock hazards and to prevent the buildup of static electricity. It is important to follow the NEC requirements for grounding and bonding to ensure the safety of the electrical system. When backfilling a trench, it is important to compact the soil in layers to prevent settling and to provide adequate support for the conduit. Settling can cause the conduit to shift or break, which can damage the conductors inside. It is also important to ensure that the backfill material is free of sharp objects that could damage the conduit. In addition to the NEC, there may be local codes and regulations that apply to electrical installations in your area. It is important to check with your local building department to determine what codes and regulations apply. Following the NEC and local codes is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical installations. Failure to comply with these codes can result in fines, delays, and potential hazards. When in doubt, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure that the installation meets all applicable requirements. Remember, electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By following the NEC and taking the necessary precautions, you can help to prevent electrical accidents and injuries. Electrical work should only be performed by qualified individuals who are trained in safe electrical practices. If you are not comfortable performing electrical work yourself, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work for you. Always disconnect power before working on any electrical equipment or wiring. Use appropriate safety equipment, such as gloves and eye protection, when working with electricity. Inspect electrical equipment and wiring regularly for damage or wear. Replace damaged equipment or wiring immediately. Never overload electrical circuits. Use extension cords sparingly and only for temporary purposes. Keep electrical equipment and wiring away from water and moisture. Teach children about electrical safety. By following these simple safety tips, you can help to prevent electrical accidents and injuries.